Let's start off with the Vanguard newspaper this morning, where we have a lot of screaming headlines, starting with the big one that says 10 trillion naira investments in 13 years fail to lift power supply. 10 trillion naira investments in 13 years failed to lift power supply. We're resettling the sector. This is coming from the Power Minister, Tegbe. Federal government and Gencos disagree over 6.2 trillion naira debt. More bonds issuance underway. Subsidy claims padded, consumers allege. And of course, some of those plans by the Power Ministry to put a halt to subsidy payments in the electricity sector generating quite the reaction. And on the front page, there's a picture of former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan visiting, the current president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, at the presidential villa in Abuja yesterday. And we also have another picture of the Kogi State Governor Usman Ododo at the passing out parade of the first batch of 530 armed forest guards in Lokoja, Kogi State over the weekend. And it has a rider above that picture that says Kogi launches forest. Okay, I guess it means forest guards. We have another headline on Naiko, Northern Christians. Senator Sani, others defend Catholic bishops. Catholic priests, not like fake bishops coming from Atiku. Flay's presidency's attack on Anaiko. They speak truth to power, Senator Shehu Sani. Well, there's been a lot of exchange since the Catholic bishops paid a visit to the president of the State House. Some of the comments that were made from both ends have been generating quite the controversy. And just somewhere below that headline is some other story that says civil servants to finance minister, pay us or face our wrath. Well, civil servants to finance minister, pay us or face our wrath. 6 soldiers killed, father and sons burnt alive as terrorists attack Zamfara and Sokoto communities. That's not a good one, but you can find that one on the Vanguard this morning. Osun poll plots to arrest 46 Accord leaders uncovered. This is coming from the Adeleke Campaign Council. We have less than 2 weeks to the gubernatorial elections in that state. And also on the Vanguard this morning, Presidency slams Atiku over criticism of federal government's economic policies. That's all we have for you on the Vanguard this morning.
From the Vanguard newspaper, we'll move it over to the Punch this morning. And the leading headline on the front page of the Punch, abandoned project, federal government bars ministries from awarding unfunded contracts. That's a leading story on the front page of the Punch newspaper. If that story interests you, let us know your thoughts as well. Via the radio is 09062029933. And of course, you can check us out as well. You can text us, WhatsApp and all, 09062029933. With the following rider, Treasury tightens rules to curb abandoned project, unpaid liabilities, fiscal indiscipline. That's one rider following that major story. MDA's accounting officers face ICPC action for approving unfunded project. BPP to reject no objection request without proof of available funds. These are the riders following the story. Abandoned project. Federal government bars ministries from awarding unfunded contracts. That story can be found on page 2. Also on the Punch. Despite billions spent, over 6,500 PHCs still non-functional. That's also on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Power tussle rocks Obi Kwankwaso campaign teams. Page 7 of the Punch. Nigeria earns 24 trillion naira from crude exports in 6 months. It's on page 13 of the Punch. Pictures speak on the front page of the Punch is some distressed Nigerian citizens that were rescued earlier in the week, over the weekend. Fake agency scandal, controversial DG fights back. Fingers more MDAs. Fake agency scandal, controversial DG fights back, fingers more MDAs. Speeding driver killed in Lagos road crash is on page 4 of the Punch. Insurance recapitalization. NICOM clears 43 issuers, reviews 8. Those are the stories on the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning. It's the 3rd of August, 2026. Let us know your thoughts. Of course, the numbers are displayed on the screen when you head over to our YouTube page and do what to subscribe our YouTube channel now. Do what to subscribe. The numbers are on the screen. You can tweet at us. You can pick up your phone and make a video letting us know your thoughts as well, but keep it within 1 minute. From the Punch, we'll move over to the Guardian newspaper.
All right, and in the Guardian newspaper this morning, we have the leading story. 10 insurers risk liquidation as 43 scale recapitalization hurdle. 10 insurers risk liquidation as 43 scale recapitalization hurdle. And there's the recapitalization scorecard, the strategic impact on public trust powering large-scale national projects, all of that broken down and illustrated on the front page of The Guardian this morning. Onaiko, Atiku, and Christian leaders Huriwa tackle presidency. Are we ever going to see the end of this exchange? Atiku and presidency bicker over economic performance, Nigerians' reality. Nigeria in $15 billion flood losses as experts see wider insurance coverage. And I mean, if the kind of weather condition we've seen in the FCT is anything to go by, it means some other states who are in low coastal regions might be seeing quite some good amount of rainfall. And I mean, this headline that says Nigeria in $15 billion flood losses as experts see wider insurance coverage. Oye warns of forex market vulnerability and high SMEs mortality. We also have Osun 2026 CSOs urges credible election as parties seek last-minute support. Well, it's what you might call dying minute in football ahead of the elections in Osun State. It's heating up, and of course, we're getting really closer to the D-Day for Osun electorates. Well, let's see how it all pans out. But those are some of the headlines from the Guardian newspaper this morning.
The Nation newspaper, leading story, presidency contradicts Atiku's claim on economy's performance. You find that on the Nation as well. Now, you'd recall that Atiku, in a statement by his senior special assistant on public communication, Frank Shaibu, titled Tinubu's prosperity exists only in his head, said there has been no improvement 3 years after the president assumed the reins. Now, the presidency has come out to reply, Atiku, saying that he is still living in frozen snapshots of history to criticize the administration's fiscal policies. That's the reply from the federal government to Atiku right now. But still on the Nation newspaper, Nelfund disburses 303.91 billion naira to 1.63 million students. That's one of the talking points for this current administration. 43 insurance companies beat NICOM's deadline. That's also on the front page of the Nation newspaper. Troops rescue 31 kidnapped victims, arrest ISWAP informants, why federal government may not prone foreign missions by minister. That's also on the front page of the Nation newspaper. Why federal government may not prone foreign missions. That's by minister. You want to find out who that minister is on page 6 of the Nation newspaper. Igbo were compensated after civil war, says Go on. We have the picture of former President Goodluck Jonathan and the picture of current President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on the front page of the Nation newspaper as Jonathan was at Asu Villa. That's on the front page of the Nation newspaper.